Hello, hello, hello everybody. Welcome to BrickVault. These are some custom minifigures from minifigs.me. Minifigs.me. These guys sent over a few custom figs by request. So thanks a lot, guys, for sending over these amazing characters. I picked out about 3 of my favorite ones, I thought. And I'm going to be showing you guys some closer details of some high quality custom printed characters printed on, I think they use the UV printing technique where they print directly onto the figure. There's a slight amount of texture that I think you guys will be able to see up a little bit closer. But yeah, so we're gonna have 3 very special characters. Some of them you'll recognize, some of them you might not. I'm actually kind of curious to know who would be able to guess all 3 of these characters just based on sight. 2 of which I think are a little bit more obvious, but if you're not an Evil Dead fan, you might not guess who that last guy is right off the bat. Anyways, let's jump right into it. I'm going to start off with Stan Lee. Alrighty, so first up is Stan Lee. You know what I did when I first saw this custom fig? I actually went and watched a highlight reel, compilation reel of every single Stan Lee cameo to see if this detailing for what he's wearing is based on a single appearance we ever saw him in from one of the Marvel movies. And what I found is that it was kind of close to something he wore in Daredevil, something close to what he wore in Last Stand, X-Men Last Stand, Age of Ultron, Deadpool, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I realized it wasn't exactly anything from one movie, but it was very close to a lot of things from a lot of movies. This is just kind of the way Stan Lee dressed. He always had kind of a light colored jacket, a white button-down shirt, and pants, slacks. That's his thing. He kind of dressed like a pretty simple. You can see the print that comes on that little 1x2 tile there. It says Stan Lee Cameo Professional Excelsior. So that's pretty awesome. Let me know, guys, if you think we should put this figure into our Marvel collection, maybe in his own little stand. I feel like he deserves a spot there, even though he isn't an official Lego fig, which is normally what the collection's reserved for. Really, really great print for the face. You can probably see a little bit of the texture from the UV printing technique. You can actually feel some of the printing along the body, not all of it, but you probably be able to feel the texture on the face a little bit. Just by the way they put this fig together. So he's pretty simple in terms of how a custom fig looks, but very recognizable. You can definitely tell this is Stan. Now next up is certainly the most complex set of prints I've seen on a custom made fig before. We've got Robocop from Robocop. I don't know when the last time you guys have watched this movie, but wow, it is a lot more violent than I initially remembered. And really, really interesting. Look, you can see how the print works here. Usually on a Lego figure, there's going to be some space between the torso and the leg pieces, but because the fig is printed directly on, look, you can even see the print go through the back of the legs, which Lego never prints on, and even into the body, inside the legs. So the printing technique is very interesting. It's more detailed in a certain way, like you can get more details onto different parts of the surface area of the fig that Lego doesn't normally do. I really like the detail for the arm. It's actually quite intricate line printing, which I always find pretty impressive for some of the custom printed stuff. Like, they do things that Lego usually doesn't attempt, I would say. But yeah, very, very good. I wonder if we should make an ED-209 to go along with them, the enforcement droid. Maybe, you know, to go along with him. I feel like that would be a fun thing to do. He came with these two pistols, his dual wielding pistols here, and he's got a pretty darn decent print for a face. So let me know what you guys think about this. Should we make a custom build to go along with them? I personally think we should. It probably wouldn't be that hard. I don't know, but you never know. Once you get started, things can get pretty complex. All right, now I've saved my favorite fig for last. We've got Ash from Evil Dead, or Ash from Army of Darkness, or Ash from Evil Dead 2. This is Ash. He fights the forces of evil in those Sam Raimi films. Definitely one of my personal favorite all-time movie characters. Just such a fun guy to watch on screen. And you can see he's well into defending himself from the forces of evil, because his clothes are all torn up, and you can see his arm. He's got a gray hand there. but you can actually switch it out with a chainsaw. The print for his boomstick holster is on the back. It actually looks really good there, and you can see it's got a little bit of blood stain on his clothes, but it's mostly just torn up. His pants are torn up, and let's get some of those accessories on him. Alrighty, this is a little better. There he has his chainsaw in one hand. You can actually fit this piece over the hand. I didn't even have to take anything out here. Personally, it looks fine. It looks like a pretty basic design. I wonder if we actually could maybe play around with how that connection works and see if we couldn't get a slightly cleaner look for a chainsaw, but it certainly gets the look across. He does lose his hand, and he fights the rest of the movies with just one hand and a chainsaw for the hand. I don't really know how it attaches so well, but it seems to work out pretty well for him. And his other accessory that he comes with is a little printed, fleshy, awful face of the Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon. Now, Nexonites did come out with a pretty darn good-looking Book of Monsters, so I wonder if I want to replace that with the Necronomicon piece here, just because it's a little bit more updated. But yeah, interesting looking print for sure. Definitely a disturbing one, and disturbingly accurate. So this is Ash from Army of Darkness. My brother actually tried to make a custom version of this guy 5, 7, 8, 10 years ago or something, when he was working on a little mock, I think, of the final stand at the castle for Army of Darkness. Anyways, long story short, this is a custom fig that we've been wanting to have around for quite a long time, and this is much better than anything I think that we could have pulled off back then. So really, really cool. Let's take a look at all three one more time. All right, final thoughts on these figs, guys. Personally, I like the characters that minifigs.me puts together, and I also appreciate the art style, because you can tell, especially by looking at the faces, that they choose to have an art style that mimics or mirrors something that you would probably see coming from LEGO Official. So when you put these in mocks or dioramas with other official minifigures, they're not going to stick out in a weird way. It looks like they may have actually been designed within the LEGO studios. So I appreciate that. I also like that the print can go to places that normally doesn't go to places on certain figs. And I think their pricing is, I think, just on par. Like, I was looking at a few different sites. I think it's around $15 per fig, which is about normal for a high quality custom print like this one. So that works for me. And yeah, so let me know, guys, what do you think? Should I add Stan Lee to the collection? Should we make an ED-209 for Robocop? And now that I'm thinking of it, should we make Ash's car with that spinning blade from the final battle scene of Army of Darkness? I don't know. You tell me. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Links in the description below. And yes, we'll see you next time at BrickVault. Hey everybody, just jumping in very quickly. I'd like to let you guys know that we've got ourselves a LEGO web store. That is www.brickvault.toys, where we sell these step-by-step PDF instructions for some incredibly high quality mocks. The revenue from the web store helps support us here at the channel, as well as the incredibly talented designers that spend all the time, effort, and energy making these amazing builds. I really do recommend that you guys go check out the web store. That's www.brickvault.toys. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.